This is the book of Lamentations of Prophet Jeremiah, chapter 5 and verse 8. Servants have ruled over us, and there is none that does deliver us out of their hand. Shalom, Akim, out of the elect of the nation of Israel. We are the true Hebrew Israelites out of the Holy Bible, so-called Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans. We make up the 12 tribes. And what you see here is a prophecy that was fulfilled in the early 1400s all the way until now, okay, the year 2025. And in the middle, it's a statue, okay, or a monument of so-called white man Esau Edom on top of a horse, which the horse represents power or a high status. On your right side, you see a Southern Kingdom brother, okay, which represents so-called blacks. And then on the left, you see a Northern Kingdom brother, Akia, okay, so-called Native American, which represents the Northern Kingdom, okay, the Ephraimites, so-called Hispanics and / Native Americans. Giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahushai Ba'ashem, Rakah HaKodesh. Double honors to my apostles and elders at Great Millstone, which are the men that taught me the 100% truth according to the law and the prophets. So yeah, man, hey, Jeremiah, he prophesied about, okay, slaves ruling over us, man. So at this current time, the year 2025, we have Esau Edom ruling over us. Like it tells you in the book of Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. And the reason why the Lord gave power to the wicked, when you go into the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, it explains of why the Lord put the basis of man and power. Matter of fact, it's the book of Daniel, chapter 4, and verse 17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers, and that demand by the word of the holy ones. And these speaking about the prophets, man. The prophets have always spoken about, okay, downfalls of different kingdoms, rise of ancient kingdoms, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High Yahweh rules in the kingdom of men. You see, and who rules the world? An Edomite man, Esau, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and he sets up over it the basis of men. You see, so the most basic, okay, spirit that was ever created, with no thought, with no with no what they call it, Jake likes to call it swag. The most wicked spirit ever created, Esau Edom, he was put in a power position, and the reason for that, so your brothers can understand why he was given power, Deuteronomy 28 and 15. And it should come to pass, and this is the Lord speaking through Moses to the congregation of Israel, and it should come to pass, if you will not hear the words or the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command you this day, that all these curses should come upon you and overtake you. So one of the curses that the Most High Yahweh and his son Yahushai gave to the nation of Israel is right here, verse 25. The Lord shall cause you to be smitten before your enemies. You should go out one way against them. And that fulfills the prophecy of Gad. Deuteronomy 28:25 is a precept for Genesis 49:19. Gad, a troop shall overcome him. Okay, Gad represents the Native Americans, but collectively, Gad represents all the tribes, because we are all troops, we're all soldiers. We were once in a sovereign army. So we went against them, it says right here, and flee 7 ways before them, and you shall be removed into all the kingdoms of the earth. Yeah, we were removed out of our power seat. And when you read it down here, this is the book of Deuteronomy 28 and 33. The fruit of thy land and all your labors, your hard work, shall a nation which thou knowest not, eat up, and thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed always, so that thou shalt be mad for the sight of thine eyes, which thou shalt see. Yeah, man. So, hey, we're oppressed as a nation. We have been crushed by the enemy. Let me get a precept. It's the book of Jeremiah. Get that. Oppressed together. This is Jeremiah 50 and 33. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah. So what you see here is the children of Israel, Ephraim, and southern kingdom, Judah and Ephraim. They were pressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. Yeah, we were put in slavery. They refused to let them go. Yeah. So what it means to be refused to let go, what that means is that Esau doesn't tell us who we are, man. He doesn't tell us our nationality. He tells us that we are the minority, that we are a 2/3 of a human being, that we're savages. Okay, so that's an example of how Esau refuses to let us go. Okay, he doesn't want to tell us who we are, because if he was to tell us that we're Hebrew Israelites, man, he would lose all his kingdom. He would lose his business, his commerce, his corporation. So Esau's saying that they don't want to let us go is them not telling us our nationality, because we're not in chains at the moment. We're not in modern day chains where, we're walking around like prisoners of war. You know, yeah. Akim, our people, we have liberty, man. We got brothers that could travel around the world. You got brothers that are able to have a journey for a week or two, or even a whole season. Yeah, you're letting yourself have liberty. See, you're able to do errands and things of that nature. Here in Babylon is the so-called the land of the free, so-called free country. As long as you're paying taxes to the devil, right, to Esau, Edom. But what it means to be refused to let go, it means that Esau doesn't want to let us know our nationality. He doesn't want to let go his lies, his deceit. Verse 34, their Redeemer is strong. The Lord of hosts is his name. He shall thoroughly plead their cause, that he may give rest to the land and disquiet the inhabitants of Babylon. Yeah, so Yahushai, that's our lawyer, man, that's going to plead for our cause, for our case, and ultimately he's going to give us the land of Israel, man. This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 10 and verse 7 in the King James. Ecclesiastes chapter 10 and verse 7. I have seen servants upon horses, and princes walking as servants upon the earth. Yeah, so what you see here is a fulfillment of prophecy of Teddy Roosevelt, an Edomite, who's an example of a servant, okay, a slave upon a horse, and princes walking as servants upon the earth. You see that? So this is prophecy, man. King Solomon, he spoke about these prophecies. He spoke about, okay, because even King Solomon in his time of power, he experienced, okay, downfalls and rises of kingdoms. See? And King Solomon also said there is nothing new under the sun, man. So back in the ancient times, us brothers, we were in the power seat of a horse, which the horse represents power. And we had Esau in subjection. Matter of fact, the elder shall serve younger. And because of the curses, now we're at the bottom. Go back to Deuteronomy 28. Okay, 28 and I believe 68. It says, and the Lord shall bring you into Egypt again with ships. Yeah, the modern day Egypt, the bulk of the Israelites, the majority of our nation is here in America, modern day Egypt. By the way whereof I spake unto you, you shall see no more again. And there you shall be sold unto your enemies for bondman and bondwoman, and no man shall buy you, meaning no man can save you. We had Cesar Chavez for the Northern Kingdom, so-called Latinos, Native Americans, slash Native slash Hispanics. We had him, and he didn't even tell us who we are, man. He just said that, Viva la raza, things like that. But he never spoke about the other tribes. Then you had Martin Luther King, another sellout, who spoke about liberating the so-called blacks, so-called Negroes, so-called Reubenites of a dark skin color, but he never told you who you are. He never told Jake that so-called Latinos, that's also their people, man. You see, this is an example of no man shall buy you, no man shall redeem you. But yeah, Akim, just wanted to make a point. There's a statue, okay, of Teddy Roosevelt and two slaves here, okay, which really, hey, we're not slaves eternally, man. This is just temporal. But it is a Theodore Roosevelt statue at the American Museum of Natural History, and this is real, man. See, so hey, but very soon, man, hey, us Akim, we're gonna come back to our power seat. But yeah, just wanted to point this out because I had it in my spirit. I remember a few years back, I saw a brother posted this statue and with the precept, so I want to make a lesson and just to expound on it. I want to say shalom.